Well, developing news right now, dozens of people are sick this morning after a carbon monoxide leak.
Haley Nelson is live in Marysville. And Haley, right now, some people are still in the hospital this morning. Do we know exactly what caused the leak?
Well, first responders, Maria, Jackie, are telling us that this doesn't appear to be intentional, but of course it's still very early. They say it could be mechanical, but this really still ongoing. All of this impacting over a dozen people. We're talking about adults and children. It all started Saturday night around 5:30. A 911 call came in about a 2-year-old girl found unconscious in the pool area here. So first responders started rushing out here. More 911 calls started coming in about more people unconscious in the pool area. Multiple people were taken to the hospital, some showing up for treatment as well. Some people were reporting in 911 calls had a burning in their throat or felt dizzy. Now, Memorial Hospital, I reached out to them again this morning. No change in the conditions from patients that they sent to us overnight. So that's 2 critical patients. They have been stabilized. 5 people were serious condition. They are stable. And 4 others have been treated and released. Others have been taken to Grady in Delaware. I've reached out to them for an update as well. But of course, this is causing a lot of people to ask questions. How could something like this happen? What do we know about the exact situation, how this unfolded? Take a listen.
After investigation by Marysville Fire and Worthington hazmat, they determined the cause was carbon monoxide at dangerously high levels. It sounds like it was a mechanical issue, not an intentional act or any kind of negligence, but it'd be too early to speculate on that.
And that's a key point there. It is very early in all of this, but they said dangerous levels were found here. Also, a statement was sent to me on behalf of the hotel. This is not owned by Hilton, but instead independently owned and operated. I'm told the Hampton Inn Marysville is fully cooperating with the local authorities as they investigate this incident. But you can see out here this morning, the sun has come up and really not a lot of people here. This whole space had to be evacuated by first responders. Now, at last check, no one has died in this incident, but we will continue to bring you updates and ask questions. Live on your side in Marysville, I'm Haley Nelson.
Well, new at noon. In the last 15 minutes, investigators told us a pool heater is likely to blame for a carbon monoxide scare in a hotel in Union County. At least 14 people were treated in the hospitals. Some of them were in critical condition. Mike McCarthy is in Marysville, where firefighters found guests got no warning.
The Hampton Inn here in Marysville is now back open today with the approval of the Marysville Fire Department. And investigators now confirm the indoor pool area here did have a carbon monoxide detector. But the chief here in town says that detector did not go off. Families staying here Saturday night described chaotic and frightening moments as multiple kids collapsed. Marysville police and firefighters arrived at the hotel after a 911 call came about a 2-year-old girl who had become unconscious. But then additional calls quickly came as well, and adults were overcome. We're now hearing some of those calls for help.
My daughter is 2, and we were just in the pool, and she's she's not very responsive.
Okay, is she breathing?
She is breathing, but she keeps partially passing out. You need to hurry.
Firefighters say they found life-threatening levels of carbon monoxide in the indoor pool area, and police initially told us multiple people went to hospitals in critical condition. But the updates now are that everyone has survived. We're also learning some student wrestlers with Taze Valley were staying at this hotel, but the school district has not said if any students or chaperones were among the patients who were treated. The hotel's owners say they are fully cooperating with the investigation. And that investigation now involves the state fire marshal's office, which the fire chief says will be looking into why that carbon monoxide detector did not sound. On your side in Marysville, Mike McCarthy, ABC 6 News.
Well, tonight we continue to follow a pretty serious situation in Marysville that we brought you as breaking news last night. More than a dozen people rushed to local hospitals after a carbon monoxide leak at a hotel. Tonight the investigation continues into what led to it all. At this hour, many of those victims are still working to recover. Bree Buckley has been following this story from the very start. And Bree, what have you been able to find out?
Well, Ronnie, I spoke with the family that called 911 first when their 2-year-old daughter went unconscious. They're thankfully doing okay tonight, but they're pretty shaken up from what happened.
We could have died. Both of our kids could have died that day.
Terrifying moments for this Pickaway County family Saturday night.
At that point, I did not know I had carbon monoxide poisoning.
When a carbon monoxide leak near the indoor pool at the Marysville Hampton Inn led to a life-threatening scare, landing 15 people in the hospital. Tiffany Young spoke to us on the phone from her hospital room before her and her family were discharged Sunday. Her 2-year-old was the first to go down, becoming unconscious while they were playing in the pool.
Our first reaction was that she was dry drowning, and we immediately started CPR on her because she was not responsive at all.
They called 911, then her sister Misty's 2 sons lost consciousness as well.
And then next thing we know, it happened so fast. It was like one after another just kept dropping. And then my 11-year-old son, he then passed out and hit the floor.
They ran for help and medics arrived, taking the kids to the hospital before the sisters even realized they had carbon monoxide poisoning as well.
And then we get on the elevator, and then Kelly and I both just went down, and the last thing I remember is crawling out of the elevator, and I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in the hospital.
Both sisters say they went through 3 rounds of treatment in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber before they were released. Now they're at home with their kids, recovering from the traumatic experience, thankful to be alive, but haunted by what could have happened.
What if we didn't get out of there? What if, we went to sleep and we never woke up because the gas traveled through the hotel? What if we passed out in the water with our children? We would have drowned.
Investigators are still working to figure out what exactly caused that carbon monoxide leak. The hotel is still closed tonight, but I'm told they hope to reopen tomorrow. Live on your side in the newsroom, Bree Buckley reporting.